That was weird. Okay. All right, everybody. Wish Chance Heat Day 2. But after extensive research, we have confirmed that the single distros are legal. Oh boy. We've confirmed that it's legal. And I will be doing some TGTV hard ass RNG. What's up, Lappy? All right, yeah. So we should be able to get this done. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is calibrate my seed because surely it's not right. In fact, it might even be better to calibrate my seed off of this Chansey, but like not doing the Chansey, but it's fine. It's fine. Would it take less time to do that? Yeah, surely. Do I care? Not really. Here we go. You will be able to hear the Flowtimer beeps today, by the way. You guys can let me know how it's annoying. Some wonky graphics for Pokewalker. I don't think I'll be streaming the Pokewalker, a second Pokewalker attempt, Lappy. I'll probably just make a video out of it. We'll see when I do that. I'm either going to do that tomorrow or the next day. I don't know. Sometime in the next 3 days I'll do it. Either Friday or Saturday is when I'll be doing Pokewalker 2. Does this work correctly now or no? Yeah. It does work correctly. Yeah, I don't think it was so bad for the stream in terms of... Like, I don't think it's bad for the stream when I was using the Palm Pilot, but if I'm not using Palm, then it's not going to be very friendly. Alright, so it's hatching time now. And with hatching time comes music. What's up, Undead Reality? How you doing? Oh, this is gonna be loud. I'm gonna lower this. Oh. The video's cutting out. It's probably because of my hand cam. I don't think the USB multi thing I have has enough power. That's fine. It's gonna be fine. I can unplug the hand cam if I have to. That just seems to happen when I switch windows. I'm doing alright, thanks. Hold on a second. I just got Mormoned. The egg is randomized upon scent rather than collect now? Yes, which is what we determined after talking to some people who know better and have first-hand experience with the events is what the event actually was doing. Because someone, well, we technically, I will say this, we technically do not have 100% confirmation that that's what was happening, but it's pretty much good enough confirmation. Unless a new source comes forward, we would have no way of knowing. But there is a similar egg gift that was distributed in Japan that was randomized of 4 eggs instead of the 6 eggs of the wish eggs. And these, someone has access to these scripts and has preserved the scripts. And they confirmed that every single egg is in an individual script rather than one script containing all 6 eggs. So they confirmed that, and with that being confirmed, there is not going to be any issue with that. Now, you know, we can only assume that it's the same code they used across all of them, but because there is no preserved Wonder Card egg script right now, we actually can't. And I did talk to someone who claims to have the original Wonder Card egg script. He wouldn't send it to me, but he did say that every single egg was one script, but he said he couldn't remember. He couldn't remember if it was original or recreation, which is very strange. I don't know how you wouldn't remember, but oh, hey, what's up, Spin Dash? Yes, it did help. We searched a lot to be able to accurately understand how each egg was generated, and now I'm gonna be able to. Now I'm gonna be getting this perfect wish Chansey. Hopefully, anyway. Yes, Spin Dash was my first. Spin Dash was the only person who was kind enough to actually provide the information of their wish Pokemon, because a lot of other people would not. People I'm friends with would not provide me the information of their wish Pokemon. Because collectors can be like that sometimes, which is, you know, I'm not entitled to any info, but, so we analyzed Spin Dash's Pokemon pretty heavily to try and find a correlation between them. After we weren't able to find a correlation between species and any of the PID upper or lower, we took to asking some other experts who've like preserved the older, who preserved different egg scripts. So unless someone comes forward with a fire red cartridge that still literally has the delivery man, on it with the egg script from that egg, then there's going to be no better info than we've acquired from Spin Dash, from who sent me the egg files? What's his name? Tribe? Zerb. Zerb sent me some egg files directly, although I don't know how reliable they were. Spin Dash was the closest I could get to an actual first-hand source, because everyone else shrouds everything so much in secret about what it is. Like, the guy's like, I have all these egg, like, I've extracted all the eggs. Here, you can take a look at them. And I'm like, okay, how did you get these? And he was like, I have the script. And I'm like, is it the original script or is it a recreation? And he's like, no comment. And I'm like, what? You can't remember? And he's like, yeah, I can't remember if it's original or recreation. I'm like, okay, well, that's not helpful to me. But yes, as well. Yeah. But Spin Dash just kindly gave me the information of all his eggs. His story is very believable in terms of like he was just very open about how he got the eggs. He was like, yeah, I went there with my dad. I sat there and I got 12 eggs hoping I could get one of each. And I'm like, this seems like a real story. And then, you know what was funny? You know what's funny, actually? I asked Spin Dash how he got more than one egg. And, you know, it was a long time ago. These eggs were in 2000, what was it, 2004 and 2005? Like late 2004, early 2005. And he was like, and I was like, did you do this? And he was like, I think so. But, you know, it's a long time. You can't expect everyone to remember. We got secondhand info from someone else who used to work at Nintendo World, who said he was instructed to tell people if they want more than one egg to delete the Wonder Card and get another egg. So now it makes sense how people would know how they have to do this, because it's sort of obtuse to know. It's sort of obtuse to know that you have to delete the Wonder Card to get another egg. And I'm like, how would anyone know how to do this? You know what I mean? But the Nintendo, the Poke Center employees were instructed, they were instructed to tell people to delete the Wonder Card. So it's all coming together. I've been following all your guys recently and have successfully RNG maniped to get a 5 IV correct nature Lugia Ho, Groudon, and Mew and Emerald, so thank you very much. That's awesome, TD. Congrats on the manips. That's awesome. Those are cool manips to do. Thankfully, we made a lot of progress, not only for Wish, but 2004 and 5 eggs. Yes. In general, we now understand, because I was getting very worried. I was getting very worried that the Wish eggs... Yo, Chansey, you want to hatch anytime soon, dog? It will take some time. I'm in hell. No, that's slow. Normal. Medium. Fast. All right. So, because I was starting to worry. I'm very glad what we ended up figuring out was that there's almost a 0% chance that the scripts were one script randomizing 6 Pokemon. Almost 0% chance. But with the information that we have, basically nothing correlates, right? We can only find a correlation between species and PID lower if we disregarded the Project Pokemon eggs as legitimate, which doesn't even make sense. So I think it's probably fine. I think we've got it all figured out. All method 2 spreads should be viable on all the eggs, which is the best outcome for this, because that means the 5 IV 0 attack bold Chansey is fully legal. And what I'll be trying to get here today. So my first egg, I'm pretty sure I got my seed wrong. So we're gonna check the IVs and verify what we've gotten. I should have calibrated my seed off of a different Pokemon. Holy moly. Holy shamoly. It's fine. It gives me the practice for the patience for this. You know, it's funny. For how little I enjoy Fire Red and Leaf Green, the RNG manips in Fire Red and Leaf Green hold a special place in my heart because of how much Jeff, Xiao, and I have worked on developing the manips together. Because low-key, Fire Red and Leaf Green are kind of the BDSP of their days. I know this is a hot take, but... Holy shamoly. We are hatching eggs. Dude, no flame body is brutal. Alright. No flame body is brutal. This is so tedious. Holy shamoly. Egg hatching time. Egg hatching and IV calcing time. They were randomized, not by the game, basically, was the consensus. They were randomized by the distribution software on some ability. Alright, so now we need to check the Chansey stats. Get closer up here. It is hardy. You're level 5. 40. 6, 7, 6, 17, 12. 7. I gotta get to like level 13 before the stats are good enough for me to know what I'm doing. So right now I'm calculating the Pokemon's exact IVs to figure out where I hit in the RNG sequence. And because the RNG is all timer based, it's just a matter of me adjusting a timer. 8, 7, 6, 12, 21, 15. It is the thing is, without the original script, there's no way to 100% guarantee. But all evidence leads to it not being randomized. And I don't think we're gonna get anyone who is willing to come forward. I think no one is willing to come forward and share the actual scripts. Which, like, cause I'm led to believe somebody has them. Someone told me his scripts. Like, I'm in contact with a person who says their scripts are what generated the examples at Project Pokemon. And I'm like, you have this and you're not sharing it? Like, I don't know. That's crazy. I will never relate to collectors, is what I will say. I'm an information sharer. And it always annoys me when people aren't willing to share info, personally. So I just can't relate to this type of attitude, I guess. Alright. So we hit EA09 as our seed. Now if I take a look at my seed spreadsheet, which I've got over here, EA09 is probably way earlier. I'm expecting it to be around 4,000. Stop bumping into my camera. Okay, I don't know where it is. Hold on. EA09. That's about where I expect it to be. Alright, so we need to do... So right now I'm just adjusting my initial seed. So it would be 4039 minus 385 plus 40783. So 40783 is what I need to do. 40783. Calculate that. Oops. Alright, and we'll try again. I gotta put this into my timer. Alright, there we go. So right now what I'm doing is waiting for the initial seed. I mean, you can use arbitrary code execution to deduce your SID, or you could just use... You could just use arbitrary code execution to change your secret ID. Alright, so this is going to be my first real attempt. This is attempt number 1. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to save. And we're back in Egg Hatching Turf. With Egg Hatching Town, it's music time. I expect to still be off. By some amount. Where did my name come from? I think they don't want to share because it's probably hacked. You never know, but I don't think so. A lot of collectors are very, very keen on something being rare for the sake of it. I told this story to Undead Reality yesterday. So I could talk a little bit about this. All right, so check this out. So there is a prominent preserver in the Jack and Daxter beta community called Luminar Light, or whatever I think his name is. What he does is he gets betas from people that he can find, or he basically tracks down a person who bought a beta on eBay, or he manages to get it himself. And the ones he doesn't get himself, right? The ones he tracks down that people bought, he goes, can I preserve this for you? Can I get the disc from you, or can you send me the files? I'll record everything. I'll preserve all the files. I'll make a video about it or something, and figure out how to mod the beta elements back into the game. And usually what happens is the person agrees to give him the files to permanently preserve them properly, because he's a person who knows how to do this. And they even give him permission to document it via video or something like that. But what happens almost every single time is the owner doesn't give permission to share the files on the internet. Right? The owner who gave the files to Luminar Light won't give him permission to share them on the internet. So only Luminar Light and only the owner get to experience actually playing the content themselves. And for a while, I thought this is in my head, I'm like, I don't give a shit. If I'm playing Jack and Daxter and I got access to the Yosemite beta from some guy who gave it to me, I would leak it. But the thing is, if you're someone like Luminar who goes around collecting these betas constantly from people that aren't his to share in reality in terms of property owning, if he ever leaks one, his reputation is ruined, and he can never get someone else to give it again if they are a person who wouldn't be willing to share it, if that makes sense. So the reason he can convince lots of people to help preserve these things is because he is agreeing to share a video and maybe mod it into the game, but never share it with another human disc-wise, right? And because he's willing to do that, they are much more likely to trust him to help them preserve their save files. And even if he leaked it and he burned the bridge with that one person, it might make other collectors scared to ever trust anyone doing preservation work like that. And a lot of people were giving him shit for a while for not leaking the files, and he was like, listen, man, at least I can get these people to give me stuff. Here is an example of fucking the Ratchet and Clank community, and he showed pictures and images and everything from a Ratchet and Clank beta Discord where someone accessed, I think they got like 2 or 3 Ratchet and Clank Going Commando betas, and people were like, please back up the discs, please preserve them. The guy goes, no, fuck all of you, and he glued them to a piece of wood and then hung them so that no one could ever access what's on those discs except him. He played them, experienced them himself, and then glued it to a piece of wood so no one could ever get the beta information again. So I definitely understand a little bit more after learning about this, the mentality of the preservers who think that it is mostly valuable to have, because for a long time I didn't understand the preservers who thought it was important to document these events but then not be able to share it with anyone. And I'm like, because to me, if an event is preserved but you can't share it with the public, it's not preserved. Who cares? Like, I don't care to know about what these Pokemon were. Like, from my perspective, I'm the type of person who, like, people used to think that it was cool that these Wish Chanseys that were on, like the Wish Chansey on Project Pokemon getting preserved, and us knowing it was Method 2 was cool. Like, I was the type of person who was basically like, if we only have one example from it, it's not very cool. Like, it's the same as not even having the event, right? Like, to me, the cool part about the event is recreating it and letting younger slash people who couldn't go, like to me, you are not interesting or cool because you bought a Wish Chansey from someone, or because, like, it is not inherently interesting or cool to have these Wish Pokemon. It is cool in like a light sense. Like I think fondly of the events that I have, I think fondly, like, because I have a few older events that I went to in high school. When I was in high school, Diamond and Pearl and Heart Gold were the games. And so that's when I had a car when I was 17. So I was able to drive myself to some of these events. And so, like, I think it's cool that I have these events still. But the cool part about preservation, like, but I don't view me as, like, super special for having it, right? I view myself as lucky for being alive at the time and having the privilege of being able to drive to this place. Like, to me, it is not super special if you're just able to get one. Like, what's cool is what you're willing to do with it. Like, is this a rare event? Are you willing to share the rare event with other people? Like, that's cool. I agree, Spin Dash, yeah. Was that the only event that you went to, Spin Dash? That PCNY stuff? Or were you able to get to more different Gen 3 events like that? Because Gen 3, I was young in Gen 3. In Gen 3, I was in... When Ruby and Sapphire came out... When that event came out, I must have been... 2004, I was in middle school. I must have been 11 or 12. Because Ruby and Sapphire came out when I was in 5th grade. So that's probably 11 or 12. And I got my parents to take us to Toys R Us for Mewtwo. And I got my dad to take me to the Journey Across America thing at Rockefeller because he worked in New York City at the time. But I didn't even know about the wish eggs. Oh, cool, okay. You have a physical Eon ticket? That's really cool. I made my own physical Eon ticket using a printer. So I don't have a real Eon ticket. I just printed one. It's hard having, like, when you're a kid and you have to convince your parents to take you to do stuff, it's very not easy. Especially, like, I grew up probably an hour outside of New York City. And it's like my dad worked there, so he was very not keen to take me to the city on a weekend to do stuff because he already hated being there. Yeah, there's a true Mew as well. Toys R Us Mew. I can't remember if Toys R Us Mew was... No, Toys R Us Mew is the one I have, yeah. I have two of them. I have mine and my brother's. What's so interesting to me is, why the hell are these eggs method 2? Why does the scripting language inherently generate a blank here? It's so odd. Like, I'm thinking about this. It's very strange. IV calcing time. What's up, Quattro? How you doing? Relax. So I hit the wrong one, which is fine. This is a triple frame perfect trick that I'm going for. So don't expect it to be easy to hit. Six, 46, 5, 6, 10, 16, 11. How low are you right now? Okay, 76, 7, 13, 23, 15. So, oh, that's what was confusing me. 15, 25, 16. 12. 82. 6, 7, 16. 17. Probably don't even need the 13, but I'll do it anyway. Your nature is lax. 8, 6, 7, 17, 29, 18. Alright, we were very close on this is 19 advances late. And where was I on my seed? So I could have hit either one of these. I could check via hidden power. So I might do that depending on where these seeds are. Okay, so my target seed is FDA0. B4C5 is 1 seed early. So I suspect I hit that one as opposed to 0A, whatever. I don't even know where that seed is. So I suspect that's what I hit. So what I'm going to do is change my intro to be 16. Calculate. Then for the advance that I hit, we'll just make it 1 advance later, or earlier rather, so I hit this, we'll say. Alright, so we should be pretty close to the Chansey now. It's just going to be a matter of my own ability to use my monkey fingers to land on the Chansey at this point. We're really close. Again, this is a triple frame perfect input. So it's pretty tough. You have a GB XL or something? Yes, I do. I have a GB Accelerator DS. When you play Pokemon as much as I do and you're obsessed with playing it on retail cartridges, the GB Accelerator is a thing of beauty. Oh, wait. I forgot. So, in fact, if you notice, I saved the game after I received the egg. This guy doesn't have anything for me anymore. So, what I have to do is save corrupt. This is what we're doing. So, we're doing this I'm considering this the real way. Is save corrupting. So, let's go back. So, at the title screen, I'm going to hit up select and B. And when I hit A here, it's going to save corrupt, save block A, which is where the egg save is stored. So if I hit A and turn off the game immediately, save block A is corrupted, and now the guy will be holding the egg again. Because I was thinking about this, and I know you're asking, why the hell are you doing it this way? You have a distro cart programmed to do this thing. Well, I was thinking about this, right? If you wanted to truly RNG a perfect wish Chansey from back in the day. So the guy should have it now, by the way. Yep. So if you wanted to truly do this back in the day, you would have had to receive the egg from the guy. You would receive the egg from the distro center and you would get it later at home. You would RNG it later at home. You're not going to soft reset for it there, right? So at most, what you're going to be doing is making sure the egg that you've got is the Chansey egg. So basically what you would do while you're at the Poke Center is you would receive the egg, hatch the egg. If it's received, save the game out here, receive the egg, hatch the egg. If it's a Chansey egg, turn your game off, RNG it later at home. So what I'm going to do now is save the game. This will put my save back in save block A, which is the save block. Save block A always gets corrupted when you corrupt the game. So my save is in save block A now. And now I'm going to save it again. And I'm going to be in save block B. So now the next save that I make will be... Now the next save that I make will be from... will be into save block A. So I can get the egg, save the game, corrupt the egg again, and you know, bada boom, bada bing. We'll have our lined up situation. You know what I'm saying? I know it's a little silly to go about doing it this way, but the thing is, I always have the most fun being as authentic to the experience as possible. Is there a delay on the stream? Oh, I hope not. Oh shit, there is. Stream latency is set to normal, not ultra low. I can't change it once I start. Well, I can't do anything about it now. So now what I'm going into, what I'm going to do is go into my bag, and then I'm going to start the second timer at the same time as I open DGTV. There we go. And now we hatch. What's up, Rentaro? There's surprisingly accurate live subs on this right now. Yeah, because you can't do closed captions on ultra low latency, I think. And so I usually do ultra low latency, and it doesn't allow for the captions. I value chatting with the people at the fastest, like at the most, because people get very annoyed if there's a delay in chat. Hey guys, there's 50 of you here, which is awesome. I appreciate every one of you. But if you guys are having a good time, if you find this Wish Chansey stuff, the Wish PCNY eggs in general interesting, please consider hitting like. I'm probably going to make a video about what we did to verify the legality of it and all that junk. And if you're finding this type of RNG and story interesting, hitting like helps me out in the algorithm. Really not that many people pushing RNG manip content, you know what I mean? Basically just me, Jeff, and Yog. Or Nick, rather. So the plan after we get the correct Wish Chansey is going to be to RNG a trainer ID in Ruby and Sapphire to trade the egg there and hatch it there. In fact, I don't even know... We could check right now. I don't actually think this game... Yeah, this game can't trade to Ruby and Sapphire. I can't even trade to Ruby and Sapphire. I have to trade this to a different Fire Red, I think. Was the Spiritome a success? Half a success. The IVs were right. The nature was wrong. First of all, I got a plus 12 offset. Second of all, I later realized I pasted the PID info incorrectly in anyway. Or something weird happened. Right, Lincoln? Not Lincoln. Right, Lappy? Where the first PID was correct, and then the other ones were shifted. I don't know how I fucked up the copy-paste so bad. But I fucked up the copy-paste. And so even if I had no offset, I would have gotten the incorrect nature. But we're going to be trying... I'm going to be trying Method B for Spiritome probably tomorrow or Saturday. I'm thinking it's more likely I'm going to be doing it Saturday. I have a very long stream I'm going to have to do on this week. That I might make my entire day tomorrow a very long stream. You know, Brackon, I really do want to play more VGC. It's hard for me to figure out how to do this bullshit. It's fine. I'm going to be doing Method B. Method B has a lower chance of offset when you do it with a different game. And I'm also going to do it fully without any... Listen. Beautiful. Let me stream it. This thing, let me stream it, okay? But I will not be doing this. Do you make content full-time now? Yes, I have been full-time since September 20th. Actually. I left my miserable kitchen job. I'll probably go back into the workforce soon enough, but YouTube has sustained me since September. But the method B connections causes less offsets to happen, and because I don't have to find a guy every time, I just have to get the amount of watts. So my plan after the stream today is going to be to figure out how many my plan after stream today is going to be to figure out how many watts walking once around my block is. And so my plan is, because if I take a look at the spreadsheet, it would be, I think if I type copy of, if I go to the Pokewalker tool, my plan is it's 13 full connects and 13 blank connects. This lag is coming from Vlappy's spreadsheet. I'm closing it. That was insane. So 13 full connects, and I only have to do them as received gifts for method B, right? So because of that, yeah, but because of that, it shouldn't be too bad. 13 full connects is not going to be bad. That's going to be... It's not that bad. No, my computer's doing a lot right now, Lappy is all. My computer is playing music through YouTube. It's rendering this webcam, and it's also doing the render for the DS. My computers are doing a lot. My computer's pretty good, but it is not... But it is not, like, so broken it can handle all that stuff. Like, I could check how much I'm using right now. I'm using... Hold on. I'm using 90% of my CPU right now. It's bouncing between 80 and 95% of my CPU, and I'm using 45% of my RAM, and I'm using 50% of my GPU. In reality, I need a new CPU, not like literally the entire computer. Like, I literally needed probably a new processor, but shit's expensive, dog. I do, Rentaro, really want to update my Fire and Leaf Green guide, but here's what happened, and I will tell you. I have so many things I want to do. I hate my life. Okay. First of all, I do very much want to do the new Fire and Leaf Green stuff. I really want to finish doing the seed spreadsheet. And I feel bad every day that I don't fix it. Basically, what happened was, for some reason, the seed finding, the automatic seed finder. Oh, did I save after I got this egg? Does anybody remember? I don't remember if I saved it after I got this egg. I didn't save. So I'm going to save right now. So basically what happened is, the reason I'm not searching for more seeds currently, the reason I haven't been searching for seeds is literally because I fucked up the seed finding software, in the sense of, I accidentally changed the size of the layout in OBS, and I'm going to have to go in, and it's probably going to be a whole day thing where I'm going to have to meticulously be fucking adjusting this stupid OBS layout and like the program for sizes. It's just going to be a whole day, and I just haven't been willing to do it. So once I do that, basically once I find every single English Fire Red seed, after that, the plan is going to be to use the conversions that Mux discovered to make every single European spreadsheet for Fire Red. And then then I make new videos. The problem is I don't actually have an English Leaf Green. I actually just don't have English Leaf Green. So I can't, I'll have to use the Japanese spreadsheet. The Japanese spreadsheet is both not as meticulous as the one Xiao and I have been building, and also they'll probably get mad if I use it. It is hard. The best option right now is to just use my Discord for help. Fire and Leaf Green is tough. Realistically, I probably... And the thing is, I also want to do other stuff in Fire Red to help it out. Like, I want to update my seed using tools. Like, ideally, I change this so I can type what seed. Like, ideally I have down here a seed hit button as well, so I can incorporate that into the calculation. But I'm gonna have to do that for literally every fucking one of these. It's gonna be a whole thing. And then also updating FA's Seed Assistant to be a little bit better will also be good. It's careful. Oops. Careful goes here. 5, 6. 8, 16. All right. It's true, it's true. Yeah, I think that guy is probably not going to be happy that I'm going to make a video publicizing this or whatever. The thing is, I am extremely anti-authority and anti people telling me what to do with their information. So what pisses me off the most about all the stuff with Poe is that, like, he posts this information publicly and he'll probably get mad I will use it. And it's like, you put it out there. It's not like I've not done any work at all. And then on top of that, like, you use other people's work as well to make your stuff. But his answer is always something like, when I put stuff out, I ask people not to use it in that way. But when other people put stuff out, they don't ask me to not use it that way. And I'm like, you know what? It's a fucking two-way street, bro. Like, it's just like the closed source nature. I don't know. I'm sad. I always feel like I burn so many bridges this way. But the thing is, I'm also tired of walking on eggshells around these losers who are so particular. Dude, I went to I was looking for the channel stuff to DM Undead Reality and Gopierre last night. Ooh, bad one. Whoa. Okay, so I hit BED1 as my seed. It's 2 seeds late. Wait, how many TGTV frames is this? 60439 minus 313. That's like 2 TV, and this is a weird number. We'll just try again. So I was looking through the stuff to DM to Undead Reality and Gopierre, and I found a screenshot where Fish and I were trying to convince Larvesta to ask Poe something for us, who developed all of the channel tools initially. And Larvesta said, I am afraid to do it because Poe is scary and will get mad at me easily. And I'm like, wow, that's sad. What's up, 1 Star Vic? How you doing? So this is save block A now we're in. And this is save block B that we're in. But, like, yeah, I don't know. I'm very sick of all of these people. I just have to walk on eggshells around. It's like, okay. I think I'm pretty much in the seed. It's like, why do all of the smart people who make all these programs have such, like, egos and stuff? Out of curiosity, what are my thoughts on R4 cards? They are cool. Just be careful which ones you buy. Because they might have the time bomb in them. You know, the thing about the R4 card is I always wanted to just use... Because I have one. And I've always wanted to just use it. Like in place of a game or whatever the hell. But, like, in place of carrying around several games. But the issue is... The issue is... Quote to walk back on? So, oh, to walk back in on. So the issue is with the R4 is there's something. Blame Nintendo for breaking my brain, or like maybe blame the collector's mentality that I used to have when I was collecting lots of different video game consoles, but I love playing on the original hardware the most. It's just like the most satisfying thing to me to play on real hardware. I have to go to the bathroom. It's just the most fun thing to play on real and like the official hardware the way everything was intended to be. And it's why I like make my own ROM hacks and stuff. Like, it's why, not make my own ROM hacks, excuse me. It's like why I make the cases. Like I've got Pokemon Vega here that I made myself. I've got Light Platinum that I made myself. Flora Sky made myself. And it's like the issue is like I'm playing them because it's literally more fun to play a ROM hack on my real DS than it is to play a ROM hack on an emulator. Yeah, what I do is I buy fake Mother 3 cartridges. The fake Mother 3 cartridges tend to have the best boards for fitting stuff. Although some Pokemon ROM hacks these days have been too big to fit onto them. Like you can't fit Pokemon Unbound onto a normal ROM. You have to buy like a special ultra big chip. What's up, Green Darkness? How you doing, dude? What I'm doing seems tedious. But yeah, a bit. I don't know. This song's making me sad. I already felt a little bit sad today. And now I'm like feeling even more sad from this song. Listen to a song that makes me happy. I think I watched your competitive Pokemon as a full-time job vid like 4 or 5 times. Thank you. I worked very hard on it. I worked very hard on all of those videos. I'll have another competitive Pokemon video out this month. Gen 7 is shaping up to be nearly as crazy as Gen 6. Or Gen 4. It's the only other one so far that's going to require... That 100% required me to get another game. I technically used 2 games in Gen 6, but I didn't need to. The Gen 3 one is going to be crazy. I'm probably going to do Gen 3 after Gen 7. It's gonna be tough. It'll be cool though. Gen 3 might actually be less crazy than everybody expects. Although I don't know how PP maxing, that shit's gonna be ass in Gen 3. Is it even possible to get repeat PP ups? It might have to be pickup.
Let's dance.
There's literally no repeatable PP maxes. No, it's not even, they don't even sell as BP. The way you get more than one PP up is you either get 2 digits in the lottery, you use pickup, or you do you get berry powder from that whatever that minigame is. What is the process here for the shiny Chansey? Well, Adam, I'm happy to tell you. So the way it works, very simple. The way it works is that I receive the Chansey from the delivery person at a very specific timing. What I'm trying to do is hit the correct initial seed at the same time as hitting the correct amount of advances on that initial seed. This is a triple frame perfect input. Yeah, this is a triple frame perfect input. I have to hit A at the title screen at the right time. I have to hit A to close the Teachy television at the correct time. And then I have to hit A to receive the Chansey at the correct time. After that, I save the game, and then I hatch the egg. If the Chansey is the correct IVs in nature, we're going to turn off the game and go back to where the Chansey was a little egg. Then, I would trade it over to a Ruby or Sapphire, where I hatch it, and the trainer ID and secret ID on that Ruby and Sapphire will make it shiny. However, if it is not the correct nature and IVs, I'm going to corrupt the game's save to rewind it back to before a save where I received the Chansey. I need, like, happy music. Can I listen to this shit? I really like Popcorn Castle. And because there's no flame body in Fire Red and Leaf Green, the ability doesn't do anything. The eggs take forever to hatch. You know how long it took me to realize that Open Your Eyes is from Breath of the Wild? Sheesh. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. So yeah, the egg hatching probably takes like 10 minutes, and I'm also distracted during the entirety of it. We're looking for a bold Chansey when it hatches. I think the HP needs to be 41. Let's see. We can actually do a little check skis here. I delete all of this and then hit calculate IVs. Yeah, 40 is 0 to 19. So it's a triple frame perfect input. Now, technically, I don't have to do the triple frame perfect input. I could do 16-minute waits per eggs, and I would only be doing double frame perfect inputs. But that's a fucking snooze fest. We're already waiting so much here with the egg. This is, and by the way, my DS has a speed up button. I'm playing on the GB accelerator, baby. This shit is at 1.7 times the usual speed, okay? So I would go a little bit crazy. Like, it's already taking so long. You know what I mean? It's so long. It would be 30 minutes per egg. I'd rather increase the difficulty by 1 frame perfect input and increase the amount of eggs that I'm able to check. Is that actually superior? I have no fucking idea. I'm just an idiot with a camera. Holy shit, that song fucking rips. Can I get more Leon Chang, please? Might just play it again. So you'll get to see the whole process from scratch. Adam. 41. Sassy, wrong nature. Good HP though. $41, 6, 5, 9, 16, 9. So what I'm doing right here is I'm going to be calculating the Chansey's exact IVs to find out what seed I hit. And so I'm putting that in the lower left-hand corner program. So we're using the rare candies to level it up. Before you ask... there is no IV judge in this game. That was introduced in Emerald. Oh, fudge. And all of the rare candies were acquired through... Literally, I went around and collected all of the rare candies in the game, except the Seviali one. Ignore that. There's no way this is 19. Hold on. That's 10 then. It's 60, 7, 6. 11, 24, ball. Two, 8, 6. $85, 8, 7, 15, 34, 16, 12. Oh, it's 13. 9. Invalid input. Why? I hit B4, C5 again. That's like 1 TV frame early. We just have to go again. Yeah, there is an event distribution card to give myself the Chansey. It can be very difficult for me to type. So right here, I'm going to be corrupting the save data. Doing this puts me back at a point where I'm before I ever received the Chansey. So now I don't have the Chansey egg, right? We can check. So now what I'm going to do is save twice. Saving once puts me in save block A. Saving twice will put me back into save block B. The reason we're doing this is because the next save we make... So we're saving in save block B again. The reason is the next save we make, which is after we receive the egg, we will save the game again, and that save will be in save block A. And when you corrupt the game, it always corrupts save block A. So after corrupting save block A, we'll be back in save block B, which is this save right here before we've received the egg at all. I was 1 seed early again, by the way. So that was a 1/60th of a second timer that I had to hit there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the TTTV item. This item, if you look at it, so I'm going to start it at the same time as I start the second timer. If you look at the background here, it's all scrambly. The scrambly background causes the RNG to be called 312 extra times per second. And then my final A press is here to receive the egg. Now I save the game. So yeah, that randomness causes the game to advance 312 extra times per second. Now doing that adds an extra frame perfect input that you have to hit, but the thing that it helps with is instead of waiting 16 minutes, I wait 1 minute for all of this combined. Egg. I love this song, truly. I saw all three of the battle, or not all three. I saw every single event against Mudkip Nerd. I actually didn't watch the one with Freeze Eye in it. Pretty much because I thought it was like a slightly uninteresting concept. Like, the goal was just to get a highly viewed game. There wasn't anything silly or interesting about it. Now, if there was stakes on it, like Freeze Eye put, like, if they put like money on it or some other stake, maybe I'd have been a little bit more interested. Yes, Indy, it's going to be exactly like that. I need like high energy, happy music. Although I think the high spectated matches is only good for the game, of course. Like, you want as many eyes on Smogon as you can because it's easily the better format, and like the meta gets the Smogon meta gets dunked on for no reason by people who don't play it. It's crazy. I think Blunder versus Freeze Eye, but you have Blunder versus Freeze Eye, but like the loser has to have the other on their channel to like to plug a video, or it's got to be, it would be something like that. That would be a hype video, like Freeze Eye versus Blunder, and then Blunder, like the loser of that goes on the other person's, the winner goes on the loser's channel to plug themselves. Basically, would be what I would say that the stakes should be for that type of video. And also, that would be so hype because here's the thing: is Freeze Eye and Blunder are the most opposite players of all time. Blunder is like Mango from Melee, where he plays like crazy. He goes in, he makes hard reads, he does all this type of stuff. Freeze Eye, in the videos I watch, he is a very big thinker. He spends a lot of time thinking and calcing, and sometimes he talks himself into bad positions, whereas Blunder never talks himself into a bad position. He just doesn't think. He thinks so fast, like the decision has been made without as much thought, if that makes sense, but almost in a good way, because it doesn't leave him room for doubt. Dusknor Ice Punch? What is this? Blunder is Mang, that's right. He's been playing Melee too. I would love to play Blunder, I'd just fuck him up in Melee. Yeah, everybody likes Freeze Eye. Freeze Eye's awesome. Do I play competitive Pokemon? Yeah, I do. I'm not the most serious player, but I quite enjoy battling. I don't think Freeze Eye is H-Box. Freeze Eye doesn't play stall. Freeze Eye plays, like, a lot of balance. Freeze Eye is also not a, from what I understand, Freeze Eye doesn't really make his own teams. Neither does Blunder, though, I know that. Team building's hard. It's easier to team build in singles for me than doubles. I'm very bad at team building in doubles. And by doubles, I mean VGC. Yo, this song rips. What is this? A guy in our Pokemon posted about Dusknoir killing Lando T with Ice Punch and saying that Lando is not that good and that people should play for their fave mons. You know, the thing is, I think for the most part, unless your favorite mon is an ultra shit mon, you can probably get away with using him. It depends on the format. I tend to think VGC is the less creative format. Creative is maybe the wrong word. It is easier to use a single shitmon in Smogon singles than it is in VGC. Does that make sense? I'm not pleased with what just happened. Anyway. Okay, so I'll explain this in a as concise as I can. So on Smogon, right? Let's say I wanted to use my favorite Pokemon for Ralligator. Assuming it's legal in OU right now. Let's pretend Feraligator's legal and I wanted to use him on my team in singles. Putting a Feraligator on a team with 5 OU staples is inherently going to be more successful, and it's going to be easier to be successful with that than if I wanted to incorporate Feraligator onto a VGC team. Because Feraligator has to be one of 4 Pokemon, and it has to be doing something. Basically, Feraligator has to carry less of its own weight in a 6v6 singles. Feraligator has to carry less of its own weight in 6v6 singles than it does in bring 6 pick 4 doubles, right? If I'm bringing Feraligator, it has to carry 1/4 of the team, or it has to do a lot more work than it would have to do in singles, right? Does that make sense? So Smogon is way easier to use a single shitmon on your team. I think anyway. Okay, somebody asked a question a while ago. I'm gonna answer it. Technicolor Slowpoke. Hey Blisy, I'm an aspiring RNG hunter, and I watched your Pokemon RS RNG guide, and I saw your guide. There was a delay thing on the timer you never mentioned. Wondering what was it about? Delay? What do you mean? Wanting to get into VZC, but the thought of team building in a format I have no experience is a nightmare. Yeah, your best bet's probably to just do a rental team and try and climb with it. One guy won a VGC 8 years ago using his favorite off-meta Pokemon. Checkmate Blisy. Well, you could definitely do off-meta stuff. You could definitely do off-meta stuff in VGC, no doubt about it, of course. I'm just saying it is easier to put... It is easier to fit those Pokemon on Smogon because it has to carry less of its weight inherently. Weedle's content convinced you otherwise? Guys, Weedle's content is all fake. Do you know this? I don't know anything about Weedle. I have no problem. I don't really care. But, like, they just play 1100 ELO games on Showdown and match up fish until they win the one match that they wanted to win at 1100 ELO. Like, they've never played, like... It's very easy content to do. I could make 6 videos like that tomorrow. It's very like lazy basic content. I really don't like watching it. I don't know. I think I'm supposed to not be saying stuff like this. I think I'm just supposed to say I like this guy. Or I actually don't know Weedle's pronouns. I like this person. Like, because they've never said anything to me. I've never said anything to them. Like... It's just not for me, that type of video. Where people play with, like, shit strategies, matchup fish till they find whatever. Like, that's just, like, the videos that I'm most interested in is when someone's if someone's talking about unique strategies, I'm fine with the videos if the person is pretty much understanding that it's just a funny meme video. And like, to me, Weedle's content doesn't... Weedle knows that they're matchup fishing, but the content doesn't give off the impression to the viewers who are otherwise uneducated that their strategy isn't good. So to me, it seems like they're playing it off as if it's fake good. That's the impression I get from those videos. So it's not very interesting to me. Whereas someone else who makes a video is like, this is a cheese strat, but it's funny. Check out my cheese strat that I've come up with that's very cheesy. Like, talking about how it's effectively just garbage. Whatever. I'm not interested in this shit. I have no problem with the person. No, I don't know that. Something about the SPDEF I think is fucked up. Oh, the nature is wrong. The nature is wrong. The nature is wrong. I never looked at the nature. This was correct, Seed. So we're now gonna change the amount of advances we've gotten here. Ugh. I've just realized I've said a bunch of stuff, and it's like I should have just kept that shit to myself in private. No one comment. Listen, there's only 50 fucking people here. It's not like compared to Weedle, I'm a little fucking tiny worm. But like, don't fucking say anything. There's no reason to talk about Verlis. Verlis is an anti-vaxxer piece of garbage. Wait, he likes to harass people and be mean. There's no reason to talk about him. Dude, I'm just like wondering, it's like, am I the problem here? I am the problem here, right? Like, I realized I am the problem. Like, fucking Professor Rex hates me too, you know this? Because my autistic brain couldn't help but correct people that... Dude. But like, I still feel like I'm in the right, is really what it comes down to. I don't know how to exist as an adult human being. I don't know how to do it. I say things that... My goal is never to be mean. I don't like being mean. So, my good friend, Papa Hefe, as well as another YouTuber slash just like internet person who does research and Shiny Hunter and stuff, Professor Rex, have made tutorials on Channel Jirachi. Not Channel Jirachi, the other one. Bonus Disc Jirachi. And I was in a server with them at the same time. I don't remember what fucking server. It doesn't matter. It was, I think it was the Ribbon server is why I got, one of the reasons I got banned from there. And whenever someone would link Rex's and Jeff's, whenever someone would link Rex's or Jeff's guide, I would say, heads up, those guides are a bit inadequate slash outdated. You need to take this into account as well. And Rex took issue with this, and instead of saying anything to me about it, I don't think I got this egg, by the way. I'm actually just gonna redo that run. Instead of saying anything to me, saying, "Hey, the phrasing of your thing is upsetting me," or "Hey, the way you say that my guide isn't good enough anymore," like. They just would like subtweet, not subtweet, tweet is the wrong word, but like they would just subpost me. They would be like, certain people keep saying my guide is inadequate. Like instead of just saying they have a problem with the thing that I'm saying, or maybe the thing that I'm saying is like too harsh or upsetting to them, they would just like, I don't know, like imply casually. And I basically just was like, if you have a fucking problem with me, just say it instead of being like a little, like a fucking coward. You know, the problem with correcting stuff when it's outdated, it's more so, I'm certain it had to be the way I was saying things. Certainly I was just saying it in a way that was perceived as rude, when I didn't want it to come off as rude. Yeah, so they vague posted a lot instead of saying something to me. And let me fucking tell you about people who vague post. I have no patience for it. I have literally zero patience for vague posting. And I instantly snapped and was like, you're a fucking coward. Just say what you fucking want instead of vague posting trash talk to me. And then I instantly got banned because a mod was like, don't insult Rex. And I was like, you're a fucking loser too. And they banned me. Because from my perspective, I was the wronged party there. So when instantly a mod comes to defend someone else, I'll just fight the mod too and get banned. I don't give a shit. Neurotypicals communicate challenge impossible. Well, the thing is, I didn't mean anything bad by my corrections to Rex's video. Like, saying the video is outdated, or the video is inadequate, or the video is not up to date, like, I don't know. I don't mean anything bad, because here's the proof. Here is the proof that I didn't mean anything bad by it. I would and will, to this day, say the exact same thing about Papa Hefe's Jirachi guide. Jeff is an insanely good friend of mine, and I would say that about his video. Like, I don't know. Whatever, man. I hate all this shit. I'm just a human being. Trans rights, yes. Sylveon gang, don't agree, but trans rights, I agree. I mean, I don't hate Sylveon. Sylveon's fine. Hey, just my boy Papa Jeff. Dude, I love Jeff. Come on, Jeff knows I love him. Flew to his fucking house, dude.
Your turn.
Yo, this song rips. I would never diss my boy Papa Jeff. Drama is all fun and games until you're involved in it. I don't usually ever want to be involved in drama. To be clear, I could understand if... I don't know, man. If Rex just told me I was saying something rude, there would be no fucking problem here. I didn't realize what I was saying he thought was rude. And like, listen, because I'm not neurotypical, I have to do the work to learn what is rude and what isn't. That's on me. That's just how society is. You know, like, it's me. I have to learn it. But the problem is I can't learn unless somebody tells me, man. And it's like, okay, well, I learned too late and I burned a bridge. It's like, wow, fucking sick, dude. I'm happy I did that. No, I'm just listening to a Leon Chang playlist. But I believe Ludwig listens to lots of Leon Chang. That's how I found out about him. Like, do you think I'm honestly interested in burning bridges with content creators? No, but I'm a fucking idiot. And I don't learn. And I'm insanely stubborn. How do you stop being stubborn? Does anybody know? How do you talk to people to make friends? Does anybody know? I don't know how to do these things. I'm 30. You think I'd know? You found out that people are more sensitive online than in real life? No. You sure you can repair the bridge? I don't fucking feel like it, though. See, this is where the stubborn part comes in. In my head, I'm the aggrieved party. Bridge could be repaired if I was approached. Swallow your pride? It's no pride. I have no pride. To me, I'm the aggrieved party. People offline and online are about as sensitive. They're the same person, but it's just like online you're more likely to express your true feelings because what, you're gonna fucking tell all this shit to your family? I'm definitely toxic. Swallowing your pride so you fix stubbornness? I don't think I'm stubborn in a way from pride. I have no desire to repair the bridge. I'm happy to have bridges burned until they're dust. Like, I think you guys are misunderstanding what I'm saying. I don't like... my issue is more about... I don't like that it happened. But now I have learned the lesson of... like, include things that are nice. Like, hey, this is a good guide, but here's something that you could do better with the... Like, I need... I wasn't friends with this person. We were just like mutuals who knew each other just fine or what have you. And then this incident happened and it's gone. Like, I don't know this person. If a person who acts like that, who cannot communicate their issue with me, who is unwilling to communicate an issue with me, is not a person I'm interested in ever being friends with. But I don't want to listen to this song. I don't want to go back to Cat of Sundrop Bay. That song was fucking good. So, like, so for me, it was, this happened, and what I don't like is being perceived as a dickhead, right? I don't like that, because I tend to think I try to be nice. The thing is, I have very... I do not like making people feel bad. That is not what I enjoy doing in any way, shape, or form. But I like the truth being out in terms of information correctness. So what I learned is that if I just say, this guide is inadequate, here's the fix to it, right? And if I just say that over and over again, this could make someone feel bad about themselves, which is not what I want, right? My goal isn't to make the person feel bad about their guide because it has become outdated or inadequate, right? Those words carry an insanely heavy connotation to them, which isn't what I want, right? Because the guides are good for the most part, but they have one error in, not one error, they have some lack of information that could slightly improve the process, right? And because of that, so what I have learned is when I'm doing corrections now, I have to be softer and use words that don't carry these negative connotations. I have to say here, hey, here's an improvement to the guide during this part of it that you can do to make your results more consistent, right? That's what I should be saying. But it was taken as a given by Rex that I should have known to be phrasing my things this way, and that the way that I was saying things meant I was being a dickhead. But I don't know that. I'm autistic. Like, why do I know that? No one's ever said that to me before. So of course I don't know it. So then I got fucking vague posted and subtweeted for a while until I just got mad about it. And it's like, okay, is me getting mad about it the correct solution either? No, of course not. But at the same time, fuck you. I can only take so much. It's fine, whatever, man. I don't give that much of a shit. Oh, I actually need this to be bigger. I guess that's why this is over here. It's like fun, and it's like I have a few triggers. Not triggers is the wrong word. Like that type of person who vague posts about issues with someone is someone I would never want to be friends with ever, because that shows me that you are incapable of communicating to me. You are incapable. That shows that you are to me. That shows that you are incapable of communicating with me like a human being, right? to me, that's an ego thing where you're getting upset about this, and you can't just come up to me and go, hey, why are you being such a dick? And I'd be like, I'm not being a dick. Like, I like your work. Your work was good. And he's like, oh, well, this seems like you're being a dick. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean for it that way. Like, I'll work on my wording. I'm sorry about that. That's how the conversation could have gone. That's how it could have gone. But now I learned that, you know, but I did take a lesson from it, which is phrase things better. And it's fine. It's like, okay, now I learned. And like, but there's other things too. Like, dude, I remember, I'll never forget this. Okay. So I don't even remember this person's name, but my friend introduced me to their group of friends, and I sit down to play board games with them, right? And their friend introduces themselves, and this is when I was a lot younger, so I was more immature, and I'll explain how I would handle this situation if it was me today after I explain what happened. But basically, their friend introduces the... Yes, I hit the timer by accident, I know. So the way their friend introduces me to themselves, I don't remember their name. I'll just say it's Josh. But they introduced themselves to me. He's like, hi, I'm Josh. I'm the product of a loveless marriage from people who should have been divorced 13 years ago or something, or like 20 years ago or something, whatever they said to me. So instantly I'm like, okay, I don't like you. Like, is there any chance this is method 1? Why did I get no result? I must have typed a stat wrong somewhere. $84.7. I have no idea what I hit. That doesn't matter. Oh, there's the hell. Yeah, so instantly I basically decide, okay, I'm not going to be friends with this person. I was like 22 or 23 at the time. I wish you shiny Chansey. Thank you, Beatus. I appreciate it. And so, like, the way I handled this was I was just cold to the person, and like I just decided I didn't want to be friends with them and I didn't like them while being in that friend group with the person, right? And like I wasn't explicitly mean to them, but like I never really talked to them. I never really made an attempt to like talk it out, or like as an adult, like as a 30-year-old, I probably would just like deal with it. I'd be like, okay, hi, nice to meet you, like, and then maybe get to know them and like talk to them about it and explain how that can be a little bit off-putting. Like, if you're going to be in a friend group and someone isn't a horrible person, they just have like a fucking ick ticked, you know what I mean? Like, if you decide you want to be in that friend group, don't be a dick. Just accept that they're part of the friend group and just learn to get over your icks with that person, because you could end up being friends with them. Like, that person ultimately that person is just a little bit fucking weird. But the problem is I'm also fucking weird. So, and I have my own icks that are, I probably do similar things to other people in a similar way. And I just have to... It's so hard, man. Dude, I remember... Okay. I have another funny story similarly. Okay. So my mother... So before I moved in with my wife, and before my brother moved in with his wife... Hold on, I'll finish it out. I'll tell the story after the thing is done. So before I moved in with my wife, and before my brother moved in with his wife, my mom had us over for like Easter or some shit. Us over, like she had Easter at my family home, and my wife and my brother's wife, girlfriends at the time, of course, were over. And I was sitting around the table. My brother and dad were doing something else, and I was sitting with my mom and my brother's girlfriend and my girlfriend. And my mom was like, now keep in mind, I hadn't even moved into an apartment yet, right? I hadn't even moved into an apartment. I was still living at home. Same with my brother, and same with both of the girls. And so my mom is telling, she's like, and do you know that feeling when you're house shopping? Like you're going to buy a house, you're looking at houses, and you go to an open house and you walk into a house and you just go, oh, this is the one. You just know the feeling. You know what I mean? And like, I just look at her and I'm like, no, I have no fucking idea. I don't say it, no fucking idea. I say, I have no idea what you're talking about. I can't relate to this at all. I said that to my mom. And both of the girls laugh. And later, Amanda comes up to me and she's like, Jake, you know you're supposed to say yes, right? And I'm like, what's up? And she's like, when someone says something like that in a group conversation, when someone asks an open-ended / rhetorical question, you either don't answer it or you just lie and say yes. You just say yes. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. The thought of not telling the truth had never in a million billion years crossed my mind to say yes there. Because to me, okay. So, to me, if I'm talking to someone who isn't my mom, I can't explain this. I can't talk to my parents this way, but like, let's say I'm talking to my brother, and my brother said something similar. He was like, it's that, my brother loves cars. My brother's an automotive mechanic, really enjoys cars, very good with cars. And so my brother says, you know that feeling, you know what it's like you sit down in your new car and you know this is the car. I would have said, no, I don't know what that feeling is like. And then my brother would go, really? And then what I would proceed to do is have a conversation with my brother, where I would say, how do you know it's the right car? And then I would probe him on the feelings he gets, like what type of emotions he feels when he sits down in the car. Because what is interesting to me about talking to humans and learning their perspective on things is to understand how they think. So like, I like to poke and prod them like that. And that is what I like to learn about a person. And that's how I like to learn about this. Because it's just interesting to learn how other people's think. Well, I think Amanda is right, is the thing. I've come to agree that it's right. That she's definitely right about this. Because, like, the reason you're supposed to just say yes or not say something at all is because, like, the question in, like, like, my mom isn't my friend. Like, we're not going to be having very many deep conversations or interesting conversations or anything like that. it's just how small talk works. Like it was just part of her telling a story. It was just part of her telling a story, and you just kind of have to keep the story going. Like, probing her about that isn't the interesting part for most people. Did they come to that conclusion? Well, my wife is neurotypical and is basically able to get along with anyone in any conversation, which is something I'm incapable of doing. So I trust her ability to just converse like a normal person. You know, neurotypical people don't actually have to think that much about how they talk to other people. That's the thing. Like, sometimes if I'm going to have a conversation with a person and I've never had like a long one-on-one conversation with them before or something, like, I'll think about like how the conversation is going to go, what I should say, how I'm supposed to behave, how I'm supposed to think. Like, I learned, like, you know, a lot of neurotypical people don't do this. They're just able to just talk to a person and it's like, wait, what's up? You just talk to somebody? Anyway, that's me. Like, but the thing is, the nice part about it is, like, I have friends who understand how I operate, and so they know that if I say no to that question, they're fine with me as a human existing and stopping the flow of conversation to then talk about, for them to explain how they feel when they enter a new home. All of my friends, including my brother, would be fine with that conversation because they know how I am. They understand me. It's almost impossible for me to talk about topics that I am not personally interested in. I don't know, life's hard, guys. You're doing a good job. You're existing still. Well, a lot of older people are able to talk to local people in their community because local community was something that was much more important when people our parents' age and older were young. Well, we just discovered we spent a lot. Lappy, Undead, and I spent a lot of time talking to experts on Wonder Cards and doing research to find out how the Wonder Cards were actually generated, and we came to the conclusion that the Wonder Card is generated on the generated randomly on the distribution software side and not on the side of the game, which means that all method 2 spreads on the egg are viable. So I just used a script that gives me a single Chansey guaranteed. Well, no, it's not even... That sucks, Beatus. But it's not even something like that. Like, basically what I mean is... So, when my parents were young, all they had... My parents were born in the 60s. They didn't have the internet. All they had was their friends in school and in the town they lived in. So what do? They make friends in the town. They'll talk to strangers in the town because that's your whole world especially when you're younger, but even as you grow into an adult, like unless you move, like that's your whole world. Those are all the people you're ever gonna meet. They live in that town. So it is actually probably on some level worth it to talk to random people because you could meet a new cool person who actually shares interests with you. But nowadays, when I grew up, you could just go on the fucking internet and meet all of you idiots. Like I could just meet you people. You know what I mean? Like I meet Jeff. Jeff lives in Michigan. If there was no internet, I'm never meeting Jeff. Right? One of my best friends from the last few years, I'm never meeting him. That sucks. Well, the thing is, Rin, there's a chance, I couldn't tell you how Sweden is, but I could tell you in, like, New York City, for example, like, New York City is broken up into very distinct neighborhoods. So what that just means for a city is you know your neighborhood very well. But, like, none of my real-life friends are very into Pokemon. Like, they play it a little bit casually on some level, but none of them are into it. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever, man. Can I see a 41? Oh, I can. Naughty. Sag. You try to hatch an egg? I just hatched an egg. I know. I've been reading your posts, Bruce. Are you trying to make a program that can apply it generally to any battle instead of just like the one seed you use for Moltres? Morning, Yuri. How you doing? Ooh, I think that's like 1 TV frame off. That would be 878. Yeah, we're pretty close. Skis. That's what? How am I adjusting this by 4 TV frames? Oh, whatever. I trust the calculator I wrote is good. All right. Another attempt, another day, another life, another moment, 60 seconds of my life disappearing as I try to get a Pokemon with high numbers. As we sink into oblivion, and I try to get a good number Pokemon. Alright, there we go. We're just gonna blast him. Hello, what is this? Can you feel the sunshine? Does it brighten up your day? Just need to run away. Sunshine. It's gonna be a brighter day. Can you feel the sunshine? Does it brighten up your day? Did you feel the sunshine? Just need to run away. I think this song rips. Can you feel it? Can you feel the sunshine? Does it brighten up your day? Can reach the other side of the rainbow. Can dance, 'cause there is no circumstance that you can't handle. Use your mind, Sonic Boom. Sonic Boom, Sonic Boom. Didn't realize it was a banger day. Put on some rock. I love this song. Oh, this shit rips. The Jack X soundtrack is just so good. Sometimes I think about my ADHD and my autism and I'm like, fuck. Like it's bad. Like it's made my life harder. And I struggle to overcome, you know, things that are easy for most people on a daily basis. Like, I feel like I'll never be a success because of it and because of the late diagnoses of them. But then sometimes I think, boy, is it good that I'm autistic, because it means I can listen to the same song 800 times and enjoy it every single time. Whereas most people get kind of annoyed about that. And this OST is one of those things where infinite listens it can get from me. Oh, I love this part. Oh, I love this shit. Are you switching directions to the music? Yeah, I do it a little bit. How hard is it to RNG manip in this game? It's tough, but don't let that scare you from trying it. The problem is the minimum is a double frame perfect input. But I think that anyone, especially if you've been able to do Ruby and Sapphire RNG, I think that anyone who could do Ruby and Sapphire RNG could succeed on some level at Fire Red and Leaf Green RNG. If you did an emulator, how easy would it be? You know, the weird thing I have to say about Fire and Leaf Green emulator RNG is that okay. Well, here's the thing, Lappy. Here's what I'm gonna say about Fire and Leaf Green emulator RNG. Fire Red and Leaf Green emulator RNG is easier, and I'll explain why. Because but the thing about Fire and Leaf Green emulator RNG is I actually think it's worse and less interesting than retail RNG, and I'll explain. So, Fire Red and Leaf Green Emulator RNG. The way you do it is you simply load up the game and you use a Lewis script, and the Lewis script just tells you what seed you're on. And then from there you look, okay, what is a good target on the seed that I landed on randomly? If the target is and then from there you just go forward, advancing a bunch, and then you save state, and you do your typical Lewis script bullshit where you just save state just before your target and then use the frame advance to get what you want, right? That's how you do it. But what I think makes retail RNG interesting is that in retail RNG, you are controlling your seed, right? Emulator, Fire Red and Leaf Green RNG cannot control their seed. They don't have a seed list. They don't have anything like that. And because they don't have a seed list or anything of the sort, the seeds is effectively random, and it's just less interesting and less good in a sense that like because I know all the possible seeds I've got, I can search for which spreads I want to hit, and then I can make an educated guess on what type of method I'm going to have to do. And so that's why I think retail RNG is better in the sense that it is more interesting and you have more control over the spreads that you're aiming for. Does that make sense? Like the emulator Fire Red and Leaf Green, the emulator Fire Red and Leaf Green stuff is effectively. I don't want this song. I want a more Jack X. Oh, whatever. The emulator Fire Red and Leaf Green stuff is effectively just praying. Like it's almost like the same as what we do for Colo, where we just hope we hit a good initial seed. Or even if they don't hit a good initial seed, they just use fast forward to speed up the amount of advances they get. It's just less interesting conceptually because you are not controlling your initial seed. And the initial seeds on emulator do not line up with the seeds on retail, so you can't even use the seed list I've compiled. Would it be that hard to compile a seed list for a specific emulator / emulator revision? No. But I think it goes to show the lack of creativity involved from the emulator dedicated people, because they're like, oh, whatever, the fucking fast forward Lewis scripts is good enough for me. It's like, all right, bro. Like, you could have something much more interesting, and you could actually be controlling your seed, but you just go with random seeds every time. Alright, sounds good to me, bro. Really interesting and unique RNG you've got there. Really well thought out. It's just like how they all said the Raikou RNG was ultra hard and like barely even possible on emulator. And it's like, in reality, what was happening was the save states and stuff was giving them like a crutch that they leaned on so hard that they didn't even think to look around in a different, more interesting way. Okay. Like, the answer is it's always going to be easier on emulator. But I think retail provides the more interesting experience because of the work everyone has put into it. I guess they value speed. Is there a reason they can't control their initial seed? It's just the seed, the emulators are not accurate enough. The emulator is not accurate enough. The emulator is not accurate enough to emulate the CPU cycles effectively. So all of the initial seeds they're getting are actually also fake as well. Yeah, nobody thought to do it for older games because they were just like, I'll save state spam here and just randomly change the RNG by 1 and pray that it works. And it's like it literally removed a layer of creativity from them because they were using save states as such a hard crutch. And they've also been RNGing the initial seed using run as date fucking illegally. And making it all of those initial seed RNG stuff are all horseshit with the GameCube stuff. It's all fake from a buggy version of Dolphin. But the reason that they cannot do it is because since their CPU cycles on the emulator are not accurate to what is happening on the console, their seeds will be different than the seeds that I recorded, which are on console. And because the seeds are different, they would have to manually record all of their seed list. Which, by the way, do you know how fucking easy? Do you know how fucking easy it would be for them to timeline an initial seed list? They could have a Lewis script do everything for them automatically and shit out the list of initial seeds they get. Wasn't fast enough. Nope, I will never do that, Max. I don't like emulator RNG. I don't like pcalc RNG. It is not fun. The interesting part about RNG for me is always going to be the cool part about RNG for me is always the fact that you can do it on real hardware. That's cool. I'm playing on an my DS is modified for speed up and for capture, but like I don't need to do it. Like I could do this like on a fully unmodified DS. The species is the only thing that is the species of the egg is the only thing not generated game side, Bruce. Everything else is just a method 2 RNG. I think I fucked it up again. RNG probably works fine on a repo cartridge. I like Gen 7 minips. I'm going to be doing them again soon. That whole attempt felt pretty good. I believe Bruce is specifically working on catch RNG. This is for a new video. I intend to make a video about this whenever I'm successful. I have not noticed it's always the same people. I have gotten a lot of people who told me my egg testing method for Sword and Shield was not Sword and Shield, for Scarlet and Violet was inaccurate, and I want to fucking smack all of them over the head. Because I feel like the testing that I did was fully accurate. Like, and like, no one explains. I have not had a single conversation that convinced me that my methodology was unfair to Scarlet Violet breeding. Because the series of events that happened was... So the series of events that unfolded were this. I do my first team building video in Scarlet and Violet. Me being a naive fool, I do not realize that doing one tournament, doing one academy tournament is enough money to buy enough caps and mints for one Pokemon to perfect them. I did not realize this. So I decided it would be better to perfect breed all of the Pokemon, just like I did in every other generation beforehand. Now, Scarlet and Violet had no RNG for the eggs, but that's fine, because in Gen 6 and Gen 8, there was no egg RNG that I used either, and so I just did the perfect breeding. Now, every egg except Urengaru, so 4 eggs, took me anywhere from 40 to 50 minutes, and then Urengaru took 2.5 hours. And during my breeding, here's what I learned. Scarlet and Violet's breeding system is extremely frustrating if you're trying to use it remotely similarly to how you bred in Sword and Shield, Sun and Moon, or in Gen 6. It is a slower experience, and it is an experience that gives you a lot less information as you're breeding. Fair. So I comment this in the video. I say, I had a very bad time breeding. Breeding was better in Sword and Shield. This is a fart system. It is bad. Okay? I got lots of comments saying, why did you breed? Why didn't you just simply use the bottle caps? And I thought, perhaps you're right. Perhaps I should have bottle capped all of my Pokemon. Perhaps I should have just bred for the 0 speed or the 0 attack and capped the Pokemon. Perhaps that would have been better. Perhaps. This gets to me so much to where I decide I should comment about how I think breeding is extremely slow in Scarlet and Violet. And I make a video on it. I write and make a video on it. During the production of this video, I realize that not only is breeding slower in Scarlet and Violet than it was in Sword and Shield, if you start with the exact same parents in Scarlet and Violet and in Sword and Shield, and then you breed down the speed in Scarlet and Violet only, and then bottle cap it using the tournament, it is actually still slower than breeding the egg in Sword and Shield. That is crazy. I publish my findings, and what do I get? Bunch of people telling me, you were unfair. Why did you count the time it took to get all of the extra money and the EXP candies? Why did you do that? Well, I will tell you, and I explained it in the video, which was the frustrating part. The reason I counted the time it took me to get the candy and the money is because even if you're grinding terror raids, right? Let's say the best case scenario is you grind terror raids every day for rare terra types and for interesting terra shards, and for TMs and money. You're doing effectively a 4-in-1 combo, right? You're grinding for a Pokemon, you're grinding for money, you're grinding for EXP candy, and you're grinding for terra shards. You're doing all of that at the same exact time as you are grinding for you're doing all of them at the same exact time. Therefore, grinding for money and grinding for EXP candies should be the same amount of time. But here's the thing. It doesn't matter if you're multitasking. The amount of time it takes you to do one thing, even in a multitask, still needs to be counted, right? You are always going to have to take the amount of time it takes to get the 8 EXP candies that I used in that video. And if you were to say, well, if you had just... And the thing is, I actually gave the eggs quite a bit of a bonus by doing 1 Academy tournament instead of doing 100 Terra raids. Do you know how long it would have taken me to get the same amount of money from Terra raids that it would have taken me to get the money from the tournament? It would have easily taken me double or triple the amount of time to get the money from Terra raids than it would have to get the money from the Academy tournament. So, here's what I have to say. You are all fools. Breeding is slower. The only reason Scarlet and Violet is faster is because there is a cloning glitch and you can farm a bunch of money that way. It's just so frustrating because I put so much thought into my methodology and I just get people who comment who don't think anything. No, not one thought has gone through their little pea brain. Anyway, that's it. Like, you always have to count the amount of time it took to get the money and the EXP candy. And if I was grinding money and EXP candy at the same time, it would literally have been slower than what I did in that video. That is what is frustrating to me. Yes, I would have saved some time by doing them both together, but the time I saved by doing them together is slower than the time I save by doing the Academy tournament money. Is the video title a bit clickbaity? Breeding sucks in Scarlet and Violet? Of course it is. But whatever. Have I ever played in a draft league? Yeah, I played on one before a little while ago. My friend Green Darkness ran the draft league. It was called the Brave Birds Battlers League. You'd find some YouTube videos of me doing it. Well, my water's empty. I have like a drop in there. I'm gonna farm for my drop. Wish is an event only move, isn't it? Yes, I got it from an event. Gopier and Undead Reality wrote scripts to mimic the egg distributions from the Wish events. They've made scripts that mimic it basically perfectly, and I am RNGing based off of that script. The original scripts are not preserved anywhere, so we don't know with 100% certainty that the scripts that they wrote to mimic it are the same as the potentially preserved scripts, but I would say we have like above 95% certainty that their scripts are doing effectively the same thing as the original scripts. What's up, Basuk? How you doing? It would be cool if this was it. Jolly. Sad. Never have I seen such a fast Chansey. Well, this proves more so, not that anyone probably got it back then, but more so that it's possible, right? Right, once I get it, it's pretty much definitive proof that it was in fact possible for it to have been done if we had the proper knowledge back then. And technically, again, because RNG is doing nothing different than normal, it's totally possible for a user to have actually gotten a 6IV1 randomly. This is actually why, and I was thinking about making a video discussing this. Dude, do you know how many comments I get from people saying Nintendo/Game Freak didn't intend for there to be perfect IVs in competitive play? You were meant to reset for the best that you could find and then use a suboptimal Pokemon and do the best you could with a suboptimal IV and nature spread. But the easy answer to that is that, and I feel like people who've made this comment have never thought this through. If they didn't intend for a single person to have a 6 IV Pokemon or a 5 IV Pokemon with optimal natures, then why, I must ask, is it possible for them to be generated by the game? You're telling me that they thought it was a good idea to allow luck to give people perfect Pokemon? Yes, they did. Very simple. But here's the thing. Here's the truth of this. I think Game Freak just didn't fucking think about competitive Pokemon. Alright, we were 1 seed early. I think Game Freak just didn't think about competitive Pokemon. It's actually that... It's just likely they never thought about it. They came up with a randomization process that was... They came up with a randomization process that to them was good enough and introduced enough randomness for them. And they didn't care whether it was possible to get 6 IV Pokemon or not. But the system they made did allow a 6 IV Pokemon to exist. And then, separate from Game Freak, Pokemon Company International, which Game Freak does have some say in, but Pokemon Company International nonetheless thought it was a good idea to start running these tournaments. But Game Freak hadn't put very much thought into how these tournaments would be affected by the random number generator they implemented. Whoa. Now people have a huge advantage based on how much orange knowledge they have of the RNG system behind the scenes, or based on how much free time they have to reset for a stupid fucking Groudon. They never intended it to be done with non-perfect Pokemon. They just didn't think of that a competitive scene would exist that would be anything of consequence. It's as simple as that. This is a weird stream, I have to admit. That might be one seed early as well. Yeah, I mean, they also spent, like, also, you know what? That's also an extra good point. If Game Freak never intended for players to get perfect Pokemon and never thought of it, why would they suddenly start making it possible for players to get perfect Pokemon? It's almost like they realized, uh-oh, players being able to get perfect Pokemon via luck only and not via skill or any reliable system might not be healthy for this competitive scene that's becoming quite popular. So what they've done is made it so Pokemon can get 3 guaranteed perfect IVs, which makes it not unreasonable to reset for a Pokemon to get the stats you want, right? It is not unreasonable to reset for a legendary with perfect stats in the right nature. It's a little, still close to too unreasonable, but it's not that unreasonable. You could do it. That's why they added bottle caps in. So no longer do you have to spend time resetting. Instead, you have to waste your time grinding for money. Yes, farming academy tournaments is not the most fun thing ever. You just have to fight the same 4 or 5 battles over and over again with a turbo controller spamming the A button. Really good. They've made it so much better than it used to be. Insane. I'm just a delusional RNG manipulator. I just think it's good that I was able to get a 5 IV Ditto over and over again. Why did it take me 3 days to realize you can use metronome twice in a battle? Well, wouldn't the seed be affected by what the opponent is doing? Does the opponent's actions always take the same amount of time? Like, do they always consume the exact same amount of battle RNG? How does the battle RNG choose what move the opponent is going to use? Are they using... Does the opponent... Does the opponent... Like, how do they choose what move they're going to use? Is it also battle RNG? I don't remember if I saved the game. Trainer is different. I have not saved. So, couldn't you predict which move slot the enemy Pokemon is going to use based on your Pokemon's species, like type, and the theorized RNG state, and use that as information? Like whatever attack the Moltres uses. Because if it's also battle RNG, then you could use that as information. Yo, Blisy, I found your RNG guide a few weeks back and have been getting all the shiny legendaries I can. Almost got all the platinum done, thank you. Awesome, GQB Gaming. I'm glad my guides were helpful. Congratulations. In fact, how is metronome even helpful? Is basically the plan use metronome once to confirm your seed, and then reset and do it again without metronome, hoping you catch it. Because if the first attack from the enemy trainer instantly screws up the battle RNG, how can you RNG the catch? Is there any chance the battle RNG is used for anything else? I'm going for the event Wish Chansey. It's just I used the Wonder card to put the Wish Chansey into my game, and I'm trying to hit A at the right time to pick it up, basically. It's a triple frame perfect input. The battle seed generates both catch and actions taken by the wild Pokemon. So if the battle generates the actions taken by the wild Pokemon, can you not use that as part of your verification? No, but why can't you use that in tandem with metronome? Why can't you turn one use metronome and then after what metronome advances predict what move they would use? Presumably. Yeah, I know. I'm saying like the goal is for the user is going to have to use metronome to verify what they're doing as well. Is it not? Are they not? And if you know what move they're going to pick based on what metronome does, do you not know where the battle RNG is after the first two attacks? And then you could use a second metronome. Like yeah, I was gonna say battle prediction seems to be the way to get as many metronomes in as you need. But does the move animations... Alright, so let's say you're on seed 1... let's say you're on seed 0, right? In the battle. The battle starts, you're on seed 0. You use metronome. Metronome will always call the same move from seed 0 every single time, right? will that move then always consume the exact same amount of PRNG advances? And then after that move is consumed, the Pokemon will use, let's say you're against Moltres will use Flamethrower every single time as well. And then will that Flamethrower always consume the exact same amount of PRNG advances? Is that what's happening? Or does the nature of the way the move is animated cause different random advances? So that means you should be able to get move prediction down. I feel confident in that. Yeah, I feel confident you'll get move prediction down then. Well, if it's consistent with animations turned off, then it doesn't matter, right? One of the parameters of the manip will just be turn animations off. So if they're fully predictable, I believe you'll figure it out then. If the order always occurs the same, if you do the same thing every time, then once you crack turn execution, you can just use the moves the enemy Pokemon selected as well, the only thing that's 1/60th of a second is it's 2 1/60th of a second precision, isn't it? Or it's a 1/30th of a second and then a 1/60th of a second. Because you have to get the original delay right as well, don't you? We were really close that time. Alright, well, I'm calling it for today on the stream. I have some other stuff I gotta get done. But thank you all for tuning in to the stream for me. I probably am streaming tomorrow as well. Not sure, but alright, I'll talk to you later.